Welcome back. I just uploaded the last one, so I'm now beginning the fourth video. I call the last one Pyramid Edition because I'm constantly talking about pyramids at this point of the day. I think I'm just going to continue talking about it. So here we go. I already mentioned what I have around my room, so we're going to continue from the last video. I did at the very end of the conversation talk about where I had lived a couple times, but we're going to scoot on back to what we were talking about, the pyramids. So here we go. I have been in this situation in my life where I would look back nostalgically and just think how structured the pyramids were. Sometimes I would look online and images on Google and probably be like, these are fascinating. And sometimes I'd look on Google and I'd see like these really high-tech versions of the pyramids. So some people like to, computer analyze some theories of the pyramids. Like we have technology type of looking pyramids. We have pyramids that look good on an iPhone or desktop. And usually they're really questionable looking. A lot of people do like the structure of the pyramids, and some people are trying to decipher what the pyramids looked like in the ancient past. If I remember correctly, I did have a vision a long time ago, and I don't think it's a really accurate vision because it makes no sense at all, but I guess I'll bring up the vision I had. This was before I watched a documentary telling people that the pyramid was apparently white at some point. So here we go. The vision is I'm really high up, so I don't understand, because back then they did, when the pyramid was somehow white, I was in the sky, so this is weird. So the pyramid was very, very marbled. It was very, very well adjusted, very shaped properly, like a real triangle block, and it was completely white. And actually, in a book I've read called I think it's called well, it's something of the gods, because I can't seem to remember the first word. Chariot of the Gods. No, it wasn't Chariot of the Gods. That's a different book. I'll just continue. They talk about like there's this golden tip at the top of the pyramid, and I think that's utterly false, because there's more to that than that. There's more to it than that. You see, I think what was on top of the pyramid must have been apparently like removed and revamped. A lot of people might think it chipped off, but I don't really believe that at all. I believe the top of that pyramid that everyone keeps seeing is actually the top coating of what was there before, of the pyramid, of what was there before. Like, I feel like the pyramid is like a onion, sort of. Like, they peeled off the rim, like the beginning skin of the pyramid. So my thought is something must have happened in the past where the pyramids were at a point where they were either the place was flooded, and it just kind of, the top of like the very coating of the pyramid was destroyed, and they were only, and it was a long time ago. Like, I'm talking really long. Now they say that we have these machines that can detect how old some of the stuff they look up is, and I actually am really skeptical about these machines. You see, we can't be making these machines like a reality. Let's be honest. People say we went to the moon even, and I'm just baffled that we can't even make proper running shoes in stores at this point. So I'm thinking in my head, yeah, a lot of things that are being said around the world should be taken with a real big grain of salt, even like facts on documentaries and books. That's why I'm kind of just like, I'm placating between both sides of each and every situation here. So on the map, there are, of course, many different monuments that look similar to the Giza pyramids. I'm pretty sure everybody takes more consideration to the Giza pyramids because, like, those are the most famous pyramids on the map. And I think like something was going on in the ancient past that kind of seems weird, but in my vision anyway, we'll go back to that. I was in the sky, and the pyramids were really different. I feel like they might actually not even be the Giza pyramids, the ones I'm visioning. They're completely white. They do not have a tip, and weird as it is, people are wearing backpacks and they're walking around the front, like, entrance to a pyramid. But weird as it is there is an actual entrance in front of the pyramid that kind of lets you go in, as if this pyramid is actually a structured building. in the future or past. I'm not too sure. Apparently, the people there are traveling, they're travelers, and they're wearing backpacks, like modern book bags and modern backpacks. So this brings me to this theory that, and I'm in the sky, so this is bringing me a theory that this vision might have been a future vision. There's no really big proof that this is the same pyramid as the Giza either, and they were saying in a documentary that of the past Giza pyramids that they were white, so it's kind of similar to the future ones, as if we know at eventual point you're able to make pyramids. A lot of people in the past that I've heard say that we humans can't make pyramids, but then there's other people saying we can. So I'm just gonna put that aside. Another thing that baffles me is when I went back and told you about the top of the pyramid and how it could have been reconstructed, and how a coating of the pyramid could have been broken off for a very long time of it being, put in Egypt for so long. Like, people say Egypt is a very ancient place on the map. And another thing I would like to bring up is something I thought about in my childhood, way farther than, is I believe when sand is made, it's kind of like the floor of like water, and like a steep water. It's like when land is flooded eventually, and it's underwater for a really long time, that there ends up being like water sand on the floor, like a seabed sort of. And then if the land rose, it would just look like, sand. That's what I was thinking. And then it wouldn't really be able to disappear because it's sand, and it was a seabed at one point. And that's what I was thinking in my head at one point. And if I remember correctly, as I look around the area itself, well, in the documentaries I'm seeing as it's a very wasteland kind of place. I don't see any cities nearby. I don't see any other areas kind of crowding the area at all. I feel like it's very deserted. And it probably very much is. I've heard people travel there, and of course you have to pay to go inside the pyramids, and if you don't pay, security will tell you to leave and things will go downhill. I heard in some books you can't enter some pyramids nearby the Giza. And I've also heard of a red pyramid nearby, but I'm skeptic about that pyramid completely because I've never seen it on any documentary or ever it being heard only in that book. And some books, again, should be taken with a grain of salt because, of course, they're pretty much written by people who aren't showing the proof. And again, I'm always about proof and also unbiased thoughts. So I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, so we got this information, but I'm thinking, it's a deserted area. It's really old. I don't know how far from the city it is to the pyramids. If anybody comes across these videos, maybe comment and ask me the miles, but I might even look it up on Google Maps eventually, because I know that the Google Maps are accurate, actually. I've also been able to accurately GPS the places I'm supposed to head and actually get there realistically, and it's been proven fact these GPSs and maps work. So because I did it myself and I was able to kind of see that it does work. So I guess Google Maps are the same thing, and I do see sometimes drones in the sky, and they're very rare to see, but like, because I don't see them often, like I don't see drones, but one time I was outside and I saw like a few drones, and I was like, what is in the sky, right? So anyway, that was a long time ago. It was like in 2016 or 17, and I was living in Chilliwack at the time, and that's what I saw. So, and another sighting I saw was basically a burrowed owl fly on my tree with crows attacking it, and it looked at me with like these pitch black eyes, and in the daytime, and I'm like, why is that owl up in the day? And it's burrowed owl. These are very rare owls in BC because I'll be honest, a lot of species are going extinct at this point, and it makes me wonder things too. So anyway, as I look at the Sphinx, it's probably really close to the Giza pyramids in a deserted area. There's a lot of like animal traits to this pyramid, but there's a lot of like different traits to this pyramid. So a lot of people are telling me also that this may have been a creature in the ancient past. If you look up online and Google, you'll start to see that these creatures are called sphinxes. Anyway, I'm gonna have to end the video here and talk about it in the next video. Sorry, there's so many videos I have to continue talking about. Of course, mind my shoes, I'm weird.